Well, here we are again in Skyrim, and I've set up an implementation of linked lists. That bucket that I just created is the actual receptacle into which the linked list nodes will be created. So I'm going to set it off to the side so it's out of the way, so we can watch how this linked list implementation works. You'll notice there's a gold coin here that I'm going to pick up and put over to the side. That gold coin represents the first node in a list of lists. This is a doubly, well, not a doubly linked, but it is doubly linked. It's got previous and next links, but it's a list of lists that I've got. The gold coins, as I said, represent the first list, and each of those lists has a sublist in which there's one of each type of gem that exists in Skyrim. And I have put those at a distance of about 15 units apart from each other. Wherever I move that first coin, it will space each list the same distance apart, both horizontally and vertically. Horizontally between the elements of each list, and vertically between the lists that make up the main list. So you'll notice that the gems, each time I cast the spell, it adds a new list to the primary list. And each list has, like I said, one of each gem. But you'll notice the diamonds, I use the gems because the diamonds are very visible, and you can see where they are in the list with each casting. And I wrote a shift function that shifts all the nodes in a list, X number of spaces, either to the previous or to the next, so you can move them left or right by a certain number of spaces. And I wanted to make sure that was working, so I set it up so that it would move those diamonds and the other gems, so many spaces either to the left or the right in the list they're in, with each cast as I added new lists. So as you can see, that seems to be working perfectly well. And in a little while I'm going to speed the video up, hopefully, and we will I'm going to see how many of these lists I can create before it finally crashes Skyrim's rendering ability, because Skyrim, as you know, can only render so many objects before the game finally gives up and crashes to the desktop. But I can get a fair number of these going. I could probably get about halfway across the room, probably to where my character is standing now, before it finally gives up and says, okay, I give up, I'm not going to render anymore, I'm going to crash. So the idea is that this is a way to implement things like a two-dimensional array. Since Skyrim has no two-dimensional arrays, you can use a list of linked lists like this to create the equivalent of a two-dimensional array of object references. So, like I said, in a moment here I'm going to speed things up and just spam more lists onto the list and see how many I can make before the thing crashes. So, unfortunately, the program I'm using to do the time dilation effects and things will not give me a preview of what I'm watching while that time dilation effect is in effect. So unfortunately my screen's going to go black here in a second as I turn the speed up, and we'll just have to see how it comes out when it finally renders, and we'll see if we get a good video of it. Now I'm going to zoom out a bit and just try to hold in place and spam that spell. There, my screen went black. So I will meet you on the other side, and we'll see what develops here as far as getting a good final video of this. You guys have a good day, and we'll see you in the Creation Kit forums.